Assalamualaikum and salam sejahtera. Today we are going to continue topic 8, limits and continuity, with subtopic 8.2, asymptotes. Learning outcomes. Find the vertical and horizontal asymptotes. Vertical asymptotes is when x equal to a and a can be any constant. A line x equal to a is a vertical asymptote for the graph of y equal to fx if either 1. Limit fx when x tends to a from right is equal to positive or negative infinity, or 2. Limit fx when x tends to a from left is equal to positive or negative infinity. And how do we find vertical asymptote? The methods are direct simplify, factorize, and multiply by conjugate. And these three methods are already learned in subtopic 8.1. Horizontal asymptotes is when y equals to b and b can be any constant. A line y equal to b is horizontal asymptote for the graph of y equal to fx if either 1. Limit fx when x tends to positive infinity is equal to b, or 2. Limit fx when x tends to negative infinity is equal to b. And how do we find horizontal asymptote? The method is divide with the highest power of denominator, and this method is already learned in subtopic 8.1. Let's have a look at example 1. The function given is fx equal to 1 over x. And how do we find vertical asymptote? First, we look at this function. For this function 1 over x, the function is undefined when x equal to 0. Therefore, we might write the domain for the function fx is equal to all real numbers except x equal to 0. To find the vertical asymptote, we test the limit for the function given 1 over x when x tends to 0 from right is equal to positive infinity, or limit for the function 1 over x when x tends to 0 from left equals to negative infinity. Hence, we may conclude that x equal to 0 is the vertical asymptote. How do we find horizontal asymptote for the function fx equal to 1 over x? We need to test the limit 1 over x when x tends to positive infinity and limit 1 over x when x tends to negative infinity. For the first one, limit 1 over x when x tends to positive infinity is equal to 0. Second, limit 1 over x when x tends to negative infinity is equal to 0. Therefore, we might conclude that y equal to 0 is the horizontal asymptote. Now, let me show you how the graph of fx equal to 1 over x looks like. For the vertical asymptote, we have found that x equal to 0 is the vertical asymptote. So, this is the line x equal to 0. And we test the limit that when x tends to 0 from right, fx tends to positive infinity. Therefore, the graph might be somewhere here, approaching x equal to 0. Next, when x tends to 0 from left, fx tends to negative infinity. Therefore, the graph might be somewhere here, approaching x equal to 0. For the horizontal asymptote, we know that y equal to 0 is the horizontal asymptote. This is the line y equal to 0. And we test the limit when x tends to positive infinity, fx tends to 0. Therefore, the graph might be somewhere here, approaching y equal to 0. Lastly, when x tends to negative infinity, fx tends to positive infinity, and the graph might be somewhere here, approaching y equal to 0. We try to sketch the graph. And this is our graph for the function of fx equal to 1 over x.